Barcelona keep stacking up the wins at the top of La Liga. And man, I love the tip. I love the tip. I love staying up there, and it feels cold. It feels cold at the top. Barcelona with a good win. I gotta admit, Barcelona these past 2 games have been looking quite well. The chemistry of the players has been ticking quite nicely. I think that certainly the incorporation of Gerard Martin at the center back position, who would have told us that that player, that addition to our lineup would make such a difference. Certainly, I wouldn't have anticipated that, nor you. I bet nobody could have told me this at the start of the season, but yet here we are. So in this video, let's break, of course, this down. Let's see what happened. In today's game, I think there was stellar performances from Ferran Torres, Roony Bargi, or Bardarji. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but I'm gonna need to start to learn it soon, because after this performance, I'm pretty sure that Hansi Flick is gonna have him well on his radar, particularly now playing on the right wing, since we saw that Lamine Yamal could also play through the middle. So let's see what happens from now onwards. But first, let's break this game down. And like I always like to do first, let's break the lineup down, and let's see how the both teams line up in this game. So Real Betis went with Alex Baez as a goalkeeper, Aitor Rubial at the right back position, Marc Bartra, Nathan, or Victor, and is it Victor? No, it's Valentin Gomez in the left back position, Marc Roca and Sergio Altimira. Then Anthony, Pablo Fornals and Abde, that we all know very, very, very well. And then Cucho Hernandez, the Colombian striker, whilst Barcelona line up with Joan Garcia in the goalkeeper position, Jules Koundé at right back, Pau Cubarsí, Gerard Martin, and Alejandro Valdé. Eric Garcia as the CDM, Pedri, Roony Bardghji, Lamine Yamal, Marcus Rashford in the left mid position, and then the hat-trick hero, Ferran the Shark Torres. This was a good lineup, certainly, for Barcelona. It's unfortunately that Eric Garcia got injured, I gotta admit. It did happen like around the, 70th minute, so it makes sense that ultimately he might have been charged with too many minutes, but Eric Garcia is such a versatile player, dude, and no matter where he is, whenever the lineup happens, for me, it's always like sort of a game. It's a game to determine whether he's going to be playing a right back, center back, or CDM. I just love having Eric Garcia, and plus he just extended his contract until 2031. So let's just put it out there. I just wanted to mention Eric Garcia right from the get-go. I already talked about Gerard Martin. He got a yellow card. He got substituted out for who? Let me see who he got substituted for. He got substituted for Frankie de Jong. So that meant that Eric Garcia went back to the center back position. I completely missed that throughout the game. And then Torrens came in at the left back position. And who ended up playing CDM? Was it Frankie de Jong? Maybe CDM played there. Probably with Marc Bernal being another player in the CDM position. But yeah, certainly the guy that you want me to be talking about is going to be Fermín López. And as you can see, we got two cameras now in the studio, in the room. So it allows me to just shift the perspective up a little bit. I want to talk about Roony. I want to talk about Roony Bardghji. I think that Roony is such a good player. And I think that today he was pivotal in everything that we did, to be honest. Roony, I think, was a breath of fresh air with what we were doing in this game. Let me go a little bit more into the middle. Roony was pivotal for the equalizer. There was a pass, I think, from Lamine into Roony that Roony just delivered in a one-on-one wall, like just did a quick one-on-one with Koundé, and that derived into the assist of Koundé into Ferran Torres for the first goal of Ferran, and then the equalizer for Barcelona at around the 11th minute. And he was very quick on his feet, and I like that from Roony. He's sort of like a winger, a normal winger that can stretch out the field out wide, but he's not as fast. He's a little bit tricky. Very similar to Lamine in that sense. Of course, he doesn't have the trickery of Lamine Yamal, but he has very good dribbling ability as well, and has the ability to beat a man. We've seen him already do an elastico. We've already seen him do special things, Roony. And I think he does have that ability. So it's going to be interesting to see how he develops and if he gets more minutes to be able to showcase his ability in instances like this. Particularly for the second goal, of course. Rooney beats the man, gets the ball from Koundé, and then gets a crossing with his right foot onto Ferran Torres. And Ferran Torres does an incredible half volley through the legs of Alex Valles. And yeah, or is it Alvaro Valles? Am I saying his name wrong? It's Alvaro Valles. Why did nobody corrected me, dude? No matter what, Rooney Bardghji, great stuff with his right foot, and he's not normally a player known for his with his good being good with both his feet. You know, he's not as good as with his right as with his left. But today that didn't really seem to be the case. I think that Rooney showed that he's regardless a very good player with both feet, and particularly because of his second goal. His second goal reminded me quite a lot of the goal from Lamine Yamal to Real Madrid in El Clásico. Remember that goal that Lamine Yamal scored against Real Madrid in El Clásico? Remember that goal that we scored? I think it was the third goal in El Clásico that we won 4-0. 2 from Lewandowski, 1 from Rafinha, 1 from Lamine Yamal. Rooney today scored a very similar goal. I think that goal was very, very, very strong. It was very strong, very powerful, but strong in the sense that I think every single Barcelona fan was rooting for him at that moment. I was certainly wanting him to get a goal. I was certainly wanting him to had a good performance after getting the assist. And I think that goal was coming because of his hard work, his hard effort. And every time that he gets a chance, every time he steps onto the field, he delivers. If not precisely with a goal and assist, he always does something. He creates a spark of magic. He always tries. And I think that cabizbajo, that's the way I would say it in Spanish, basically just saying that he always works hard with his head, you know, pointing downwards, looking at the ground, but humble, in a humble sense, always working hard. I think he's doing quite good. So I like that from Rooney. I think he's doing very, very nicely. And I hope that Hansi Flick takes into consideration much more of the time for him. I think he's doing very, very good. I'm happy for him. And ultimately, he got substituted out in this game later on in the 68th minute. So he played quite a lot of minutes in this game, almost 3/4 of the game. So good on Rooney. I think he was a good player. And when I saw the starting lineup, I was a little bit in doubt as to how the lineup would shift, you know, because we've seen Rooney once on the left, and that wasn't as a starter. Today there was a start for Rooney, but I was wondering who was going to play through the middle, who was going to play through the right. We never seen Lamine Yamal be on the left either, so I was certainly thinking Lamine was going to be through the right, but it was ended through the middle. And it were many different variations to this side, and I kind of also want to ask you guys, what were you thinking of Lamine Yamal through the middle? I think that is a interesting question that we have to sort of put out for you guys there. Lamine Yamal through the middle for me was a good experiment in the sense that we've seen it before. I think it was in El Clásico this season where Lamine Yamal played there, and certainly Lamine associates himself a lot more with the midfield and carries the ball a lot more in this system. Lamine pushed himself back to the wing as soon as Frankie de Jong, I think, arrived in the pitch. And I think that made a lot more sense because Frankie de Jong, it's a player that tends to dribble with the ball similarly to what Lamine would do from midfield a lot more. You know, he will tend to progress the ball further up the field. And I think that that's where Lamine was given that role in today's game. So overall, I was very impressed with the entirety of this game. Pedri got 2 assists as well. That is something that we must not forget. Pedri is the best midfielder in the world, and once again, Barcelona continue to sit at the top. But one thing that we must also emphasize is that I was not very happy with how we ended the game. I think the substitutions made our team weaker. I think the substitutions were not the correct ones. I think that Christensen entered and was certainly very good. Not very good, was decent. But it just seems that we struggle a little bit when we don't have that left-sided center back, that natural left-footed center back. Gerard Martin playing on the left wasn't as good as he has been as a center back through the middle. I like that a lot more. I think that Marc Bernal still needs to catch up to speed, even though it's great to see him back. I want him to be a lot more in the rhythm physically. I think he needs to catch up to speed, get a lot of that match sharpness back into things, and that you will only get by playing football. I think that is something we must put out there. And I think this was once again a game of two halves. I think that Barcelona needs to be able once again. It seems like I'm repeating myself every single time. I think that we need to continue getting better when it comes to closing games down. We did it very nicely against Atletico Madrid. Why can we not repeat that against Real Betis? And the other worry is that Rafinha didn't play. And if Rafinha didn't play, it means that he's still not up to speed, or we're still saving him so that he can get back to the very, very best. So, yeah, we must keep it calm with Rafinha. I think he's such an important player, and we see how important he can be to our team in all aspects of the game, when it comes to the ball recovery, when it comes to the pressure, when it comes to turnovers, when it comes to the attack, when it comes to the desmarques, when it comes to everything, basically. For runs, Rafinha is such a pivotal player to whatever we do with this team that I'm happy that we won without him in a game like this, but we just see how much of a miss he is when he's not on the field. Particularly not for the scoring goals aspect of the game, but when it comes to the second half, where I think that to remain competitive, we need a player like that. And the last two things I want to mention in today's video that I just have here in my notes is, lastly, negative, Jules Koundé. I don't know what's going wrong with Jules Koundé. Jules Koundé slept for the first goal of Real Betis, that Anthony was kept on site. I mean, sorry, not Anthony, Anthony. Anthony was kept on site. Yeah, Koundé seems a little bit off. I'm not sure what has happened. Maybe his pet has died or something like that. Unfortunate. It's terrible news, something. I'm not sure. But Koundé doesn't seem the same this season. And yeah, I'm just really worried because he has not been the same at all. At all. And I can go as far as saying that maybe if he's not continuing his form, he could even lose his spot like as the main starting right back at Barcelona, because we've seen in important games Eric Garcia has played. He played El Clásico. Jules Koundé could lose his spot maybe as the right back for France. Who knows? Maybe he could lose it, you know? And the other thing is Ferran Torres. Ferran Torres, incredible. Hat-trick for Del Tiburón. Ferran Torres, let's check. Maybe Ferran Torres is... I'm not sure how high Ferran Torres is in terms of the scoring charts. I'm not sure if this list that I have on screen right now is updated to this match day. Ferran Torres is here with 8 goals, but I'm not sure if it's from this match day, you know? I don't know. This one from ESPN says 8 as well. Let's see this one from La Liga, official La Liga. La Liga. Oh my! Why is it making so? Okay, Ferran Torres 8. Maybe Ferran Torres 8. I'm sure he had more. I think he's like on 11 goals. I think this is not updated. I think you need to add 3 more goals to here. So Ferran Torres plus 3. It would be 11 goals. So Ferran Torres would be at 11 goals behind Kylian Mbappe. It's not bad. It's not bad. We only need a game, 2 more hat-tricks, and Ferran Torres, you're the same as Mbappe, even more. So good on Ferran Torres. You go, my guy. You go, my guy. I really need to get myself a shirt from Ferran Torres, dude. So, guys, that's going to be it for me right now. Hope you have enjoyed this video. And yeah, let me know in the comments down below, what else do you want me to do apart from match reactions? Do you want me to analyze players? Do you want me to cover different clubs? I want to start doing more content for this. I'm going to be planning some videos to do, some shorts, some reels. But particularly about long format, I need you guys on your support and tell me what sort of videos you want me to do. And I'll be reading your comments. I always read your comments, but I don't have time to answer them all. So leave your comments and I'll try to do my best. I always try to do my best to answer, but sometimes, I don't know, you just get too busy. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for the support recently, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.